I'm Roberto Baldwin. I'm here with the 2022 BMW K1600 B variant, and we're going to check it out. Let's get right to the heart of what makes this motorcycle great, and that is its power plant. This 1649cc inline six motor. Now you might hear inline six a lot, especially with BMWs, thrown about when you're talking about their cars. Well, in 2010, BMW decided to make an inline six for its motorcycles, and they've continued it with the K1600. And I have to say, what's great about inline six motors is that they're very, very smooth, and that transitions very well to the motorcycle world. And this is probably one of the smoothest riding motorcycles I've ever ridden. It has 160 horsepower and 133 pound-feet of torque. So it's quick and it's smooth. What more could you want from a nice cruiser? In addition to the smoothness of the engine, you also have the ESA suspension system, electronic suspension, and it uses that to dampen the ride. What's nice, you have 3 different modes. Of course, you have rain mode, which, well, I live in California, so we don't have much use for that. But you have the road mode, which is the nicest dampening, the smoothest ride, and of course, dynamic, if you want to do some back roads, hilly, twisty riding. Dynamic mode is pretty nice, but for the most part, just hanging out on the freeway, hanging out on regular back roads, I've been using road mode, and it's actually quite nice. Another great thing is that this bike has keyless ride. Now, it does have a key, obviously, but the key itself, boop, is for the side cases. This is the B bagger variant, and you can use it to unlock your side cases, or you can also just lock and unlock these cases. Now, the way I figure it is you lock this without locking it with the key when you're just riding around, but at night, if you want to keep some things in here while you're sleeping, boop, you have the double lock. And let's unlock it, and you push this in, this pops out, and you have a pretty spacious little area back in here, which is, well, it's supposed to fit a full-size helmet, and it would fit a full-size helmet if I didn't wear an extra large helmet. So if you have an extra large head and you need an extra large helmet, well, I don't know, attach it to the bike. If you had a regular size head, a regular human size head, you could probably fit your helmet in here, no problem. You hold that like that there, boom, easy, ready to ride. For fans of technology, you'll be happy to know that the usual BMW 10.25 TFT screen is here. It's bright, it's easy to read in direct sunshine. I haven't had any issues with visibility with it. And of course, it also has that BMW control system that has this twist wheel and the menu. It takes about a day or so to get used to this, but once you do, it's actually quite nice because it's just 2 items that you can adjust with your left hand while you're riding. Typically, I only do this when I'm on the freeway. I try not to do too much of this while I'm riding, say on back roads, but it's actually quite helpful. Now, in order to use navigation, you need to use the BMW app. It's an iPhone and an Android app. It has to be on the entire time if you're doing navigation, which seems sort of ridiculous, but once you have your navigation set in there, it should be fine. And BMW has a place in order to store your phone. And what they've done is they have, well, first of all, the windscreen moves up and down, which is great. I found this to be actually quite helpful. There does seem to be a little bit of buffeting while you're riding, depending on the wind situation, but for the most part, it's actually pretty great. So once you have your windscreen up, you hit this little button here, boop, and it opens a little storage area for your phone. And in that storage area, you have a little cable to plug in your device. If you have an Android phone, you could get an Android cable USB-C. And there is you can hear it, there is a fan in there in order so your phone does not overheat. But you can put it in there, close it up, and now your phone is charged and is being kept cool while it's taking care of navigation. The other thing is that when you turn the bike off, the screen goes down, which is great because it protects your phone. You can't get your phone out now. But if you're like me and you continually forget that your phone is in here and then you need it when you get out of the bike, you have to turn the bike back on, and then you have to raise the windscreen, and then you can get your phone back in this nice cooled area. Now, in addition to the technology we've seen, we also have 4 favorites buttons right here along the left-hand side. You can set it up with your, if you want heated seats, maybe your heated, maybe 1 could be winter riding, 2 could be spring riding, 3 could be mountain riding, whatever you want to set up. That way you don't have to go through and turn on the heated handlebars and the heated seats, or, adjust the ride mode. You can just hit this, and whatever is set up, you're good to go. Also over here we have cruise control. We don't have adaptive cruise control like we found on the R18, which is sort of disappointing. It doesn't have the radar in front, but it's the same system. Turn it on, you can set it, tap it to go up or down on the speed, and of course tap and hold in order to increase speed by 5 miles per hour. Just tap and hold, 5, tap and hold, 5 more, tap and hold, 5 more. We have the mode control over here on your right, as you would expect, and then another way to lock these rear bags. So no matter what, BMW really wants you to keep your bag nice and locked. Of course, you have the power here and power here. While you're riding, if you don't want to deal with the screen, you can just reach back on your right hand and turn on the heated seat. Got 1, and of course 2 for those really, really chilly days. You have the extra for a passenger, you have yours, and of course you have the comfort little plateau for your foot. I've never felt comfortable putting my foot there. I don't know why. I know a lot of people enjoy the additional comfort of these. I just can't find, maybe my legs are too long, or I'm not sure. And around here in the front, you have these LED lamps, which are standard. It's really, really bright, and you can get these additional fog lamps. So these are, once you have all these lights on, everything, you can see everything in the world. Plus, as you're turning the bike, it will adjust where the lamp is being shown. So as you tilt a little bit to the left or the right, what'll happen is that the lamp will turn just a little bit to let you see more of the corner you're going into, which is outstanding. It's something you see on cars, but you don't really see it on bikes all that much. As for the design of the bike, it's not subdued. It's actually quite striking. There's a lot of bold lines, while at the same time it's a single color. It feels a bit sort of retro-futuristic. I do love this bit here of the exhaust where it's you get the shiny chrome here, and you have the sort of the brushed metal there. So I really like that. The rest of it sort of blends in and disappears. So if you're into that, that's great. This is definitely not something that's going to stick out too much from far away, but once you get up close, these lines in here and in here, they're quite bold for this type of motorcycle. The BMW K1600 comes in a few different variants. This is the B. There's a giant B right here on the seat. It's the bagger model. Comes with the 2 side, containers. There is also a Grand American version of this. It comes with a large top case for longer rides. And then of course there is the GT, which is a bit more dynamic, and the GTL, which is a bit more dynamic, but also has that top case. The starting price for this, the B, which is essentially the entry level of this bike, is $22,545. It's not inexpensive, but you are getting a lot of technology, especially that BMW inline-6 motor, which is incredibly smooth. For more videos about motorcycles, be sure to stick around and subscribe.